Hello everyone, it's Jodi and I am here to do our catalog tour with our brand new 2019-2020 Stampin' Up! Catalog. So if you have your copy, you're more than welcome to flip along with me. If you don't have a copy, what I would suggest is having some paper out and just making yourself some notes, a wish list or just little notes of things that I point out that you want to remember. So obviously with hundreds of pages, I'm not going to be able to take the time, nor do you want me to go through page by page, but I've got lots marked here with my little Post-its. Just some things I want to highlight for you to make sure that you don't miss. As I mentioned in my welcome video, I would hate for you to miss out on something, a certain way to order something. So that's why I wanted you to hold off, which is something you don't often hear me say, but hold off on ordering until you have gotten this catalog tour. So let's start on page 3. And this is a pretty page to me. This is where, hi Deanna. This is where we see all of the Stampin' Up! Colors. If you're familiar with Stampin' Up! And our colors, this isn't really new to you, but it's something that I think is very unique to Stampin' Up! Because, oh my gosh, like I said in the welcome video, I've been a demonstrator for 18 years. Prior to that, when I would go to a local store and try to find some cardstock and ink or embellishments that matched, it was kind of a nightmare because I would choose like a blue thinking that the blue ink and the blue paper would match, and they totally didn't. So the uniqueness of the Stampin' Up! Colors and how our ink and cardstock and designer paper and ribbons and markers and everything coordinates is really something special about Stampin' Up! So we have the neutrals, brights, subtles, and regals. Those are collections of 10 colors that you see on page 3. There's also the basics, white, vanilla, and black. And then we have our in colors. Now, I'm going to pull this just a bit closer for right now. So these are the in colors that were introduced last year, and all of our in colors are available for 2 years. So these 5 colors are still around. They started last year in 2018, and they'll be around till 2020. These are the brand new ones just introduced with this catalog today. So you've got Rococo Rose, Terracotta Tile, Pretty Peacock, Seaside Spray, and Purple Posy. I have a post that I'm doing later today that will give you more of an in-depth look at the in colors. But for now, that's just your little peek of the in colors. I really like them. I like how they work together, and I don't know, they're rich colors, but yet they're kind of soft and delicate too. So I like those. Okay, so I'm going to take this off and turn to my next Post-it note. Oh, this is something a little different in the catalog this year, a bundle index. So this is pages 4 and 5 where this starts. But what they've done that they have not done before is made an index of every single bundle in the catalog. Now we've had bundles for years. And when you purchase the stamp set with the coordinating dies or the stamp set and the coordinating punch, when you purchase them as a bundle, you do save 10%. What's really neat here is that they've just shown the index right at the beginning of all of our bundles and a really cool project right next to it. So it just kind of gives you a great idea of what products are bundled together. And again, it's a 10% savings, so you don't want to miss out on that. And that continues, excuse me, for a couple of pages here, showing all of our bundles. Yeah, gosh, there's a lot. Lots of bundles. Very nice. Okay, so don't miss out on those. Then I wanted to show you this. This is one I'm super excited to get. I ordered this morning. I believe it was the first item number I typed in. So a couple of things I love. I love how they show us the suite. I love the 2-page spread, just the fun display of projects. And, you can see the different embellishments and things. It's just a really nice showcase of the products in the suite. Then over here on the right, excuse me, they show all of the products that are part of the suite. So you've got the stamp set, you've got the coordinating dies, an embossing folder, some specialty paper, some foil paper, some ribbons, some rhinestones, all the things that coordinate with this suite. They all coordinate together. So that's really nice to have it all in one spot, you know, because as you know, or if you're familiar with Stampin' Up, you know our embellishments and papers and things are in the back. So it's nice for this to be here in one spot. What's even nicer, in my opinion, which is what I did, I mentioned this was the first item number that I typed in, and that was singular on purpose because check this out. Right here, Noble Peacock Suite tells us that it's a photopolymer. Right here's the item number, 9275. One item number, and it got me all of this. So it was super easy to type in that one number and have all of these products. One thing I will point out, this is a bundle, and it shows you that bundle down here where you save 10%. That 10% is reflected in this price. So you are getting the 10% discount on those products when you enter that one item number. So that was something exciting for me to just order that one number and know that I'm getting all of this loveliness headed my way. Okay, so that was pages 24 and 25. I'm not sure if I mentioned that. I'm going to skip all the way to page 100. So 100 and 101. These are just, I don't know why. My kids are like 14 and a half, 18 and a half, and almost 21. So I'm not sure why I think these dinosaurs are so stinking cute, but nonetheless, I think they are. What I wanted to point out to you is this little red N. You will see that throughout the catalog wherever there is a new product. So this stamp set is new, so you see the little red N. This one, Wildly Happy, also new, has the little red N. Let me turn the page. These are not new, so there is not the little N next to it. Okay, so sometimes, you know, with a stamp set or an embellishment or something, we're not sure if it's new. That little red N will help you out. All right, I'm jumping all the way to page 156. Something that you will notice in this catalog is that all of our stamps, with the exception of this, all of our stamps are offered only in cling mount. Linda, I want it all. I don't think you're alone in that predicament there. There's a lot of great things in here. And fortunately, there's a lot of ways we can get discounts on products too. Whether you place an order to get some Stampin' Rewards, or of course being a demonstrator and getting that discount, definitely enables that that desire to have it all. Okay, so our stamp sets are all cling mount or photopolymer. I should have grabbed and I didn't. So let me see back at the beginning if they talked about this a bit. Yes. Okay, so I'm holding my hand here on page 156 and I'm going back to page 2. So cling mount, it's the red rubber and foam, and then the sticker part is super, super sticky. So it will stick to your block. It's not like our previous clear mount. I know it's kind of confusing because in all honesty, they look the same, but the difference with the cling is that it's a new sticker on here and it will not fall off of your block. The other option is photopolymer, that plastic photopolymer image, and that's what's shown here. Okay, so we've got cling mount and photopolymer. You will notice that there's not wood mount, so there's not the red rubber and foam on a wood block anymore. That's not an option, with the exception of these background images. So on page 156, these larger, and these are big. These will cover the whole front of a card. Excuse me. These are the only thing you're going to see on a wood block in the whole catalog. Okay, so everything else is cling or photopolymer, and for both of those you need the acrylic blocks. So just to make sure everybody's aware of that, you do need the acrylic blocks for every single one of our stamps, with the exception of these big background stamps on page 156. Okay, next, pages 160 and 161. I love color and I love when it's organized nicely. So this is something that we got a little sneak peek of, and I ordered, and I've shared in my other social media outlets how I've organized, and I love this. This is pretty to me. I love how they do this with the little clear mount or stamp cases. The half cases fit right inside those open ones. But there's all sorts of ways that you can customize your storage. They give you some ideas in the photos here, but this is lovely. And I feel like when I am more organized, I am more inclined to use my products and create with them. So I love being organized. On the very next couple of pages, so I'm on 162 and 163 now, this is where you'll see our color collections, and then the in colors are on the very next page. But here is where you will see each color in a collection, the item number for 8.5 by 11 cardstock, the ink pad, the refill, and then we have assortments here. Okay, so an assortment of the cardstock, you get 2 sheets of each color, an assortment of 12 by 12, some designer paper. What you need to be aware of is that the ink pads and the refills, if you purchase them together as a bundle, so if you purchase all 10 of these at one time, you're going to save 10%. Same thing with the ink refills. So make sure you're paying attention to that. If you know, some of the colors changed last year, and so maybe you haven't gotten some of those new colors. If there's a color collection that you need all of them, take advantage of that 10% off there. Okay, so now I'm on page 165, and what I wanted to point out with the designer paper, this is part of the catalog that always just sucks me right in because I love papers. I just love all the different designer papers. But what I want you to make sure you realize is that, and let me pull it up just a little bit here. So it tells you woven threads, designer paper, but then right here, it's got the colors that coordinate with these. So it's got Pretty Peacock, Purple Posy, Rococo Rose, Sahara Sand, Seaside Spray, Terracotta Tile, and Whisper White. So you know which colors are in here. What I also love is that on this package, when you order this, you flip it over on the back, it lists those colors again. And so it's really handy when you're sitting down to create. Usually if I'm like, okay, I want to make some cards with the Magnolia Lane paper, I'll just go and grab a sheet of each of these colors, and then I sit down and start creating. So it's really handy for me to have that list of colors that the papers coordinate with. So I'll just give you a little sneak peek here of the other designer papers. The next thing I want to point out is on page 171. We have some Memories and More card packs. These cards are 3x4 or 4x6, and you can use them like it shows here with for memory keeping with the pocket pages. So these little pockets, you either slide a photo in or you slide one of these cards in. And I definitely do that for my kids' scrapbooks. But what I also like to do is make cards with these because they're so stinking easy to work with. And you can just whip out a large number of cards easily in a short amount of time. So what I want to show you are the Magnolia Lane Large Specialty Memories and More cards and envelopes and the Magnolia Lane Memories and More card pack. So these are the cards. So they come like this. They're like a craft color. They are a little bit thinner than our regular cardstock, so just make sure you're aware of that. They have this lovely silver foil. Oh, you know what? Hold on. I have to grab an envelope because they're so cool. This is the envelope that you get with them too. So you've got that silver foil line on the back, you've got the silver foil line on the front, and you've got this cute envelope liner. So when you get this pack down here of specialty cards and envelopes, you get 20 of them for $12.50, and it comes with those envelopes and the liners. So this is one of the 3x4 cards. I just used my adhesive, stuck it right inside that silver foil frame, and then this and this are stickers that come in that card pack. For this one, it's the same card base, but I chose a larger 4x6 card, so I actually covered up that silver foil and just, use that card base. This Mossy Meadow, I think that's the color. Why all of a sudden am I spacing? Yeah, Mossy Meadow. That's a 3x4 card. This piece is a sticker, as well as these two flowers. And for this one, I just used a stamp that I had and stamped that on there. So lots of versatility, really, really easy to crank out some really cute cards in a short amount of time. This is a lovely page to me as well, page 179. It shows you some of our coloring tools. So our Stampin' Blends, our alcohol markers. Love these. Love the rich, vibrant, and just variation of color that you can get when you blend these. You'll see that little red N. There's some new shades here. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so there's 4 of the ink colors, and then the Granite Gray and So Saffron are new this year. We also have 2 assortments of watercolor pencils that you can use with blender pens or aqua painters down here. And then this is new. This is called Pigment Sprinkles. So it's very similar to the product that we've had in the past. What's great about these is that they are unique to Stampin' Up! And they coordinate with our colors. So those are the Pigment Sprinkles on 179. Okay, so here on 184 and 185, we have our Stamparatus, which we've had out for a while, but not, oh my gosh, it seems like we've had it for so long. But this, I think this is the first time it's in the actual catalog. And we have this bag. And I wanted to pull that in because Stampin' Up! Doesn't usually do that. They often offer to demonstrators some different bags, but not in the catalog available to everyone. And so this is a bag that you can order. It's on page 185. It's $29. It's 10.5 by 10.5 inches. And it's designed to store the Stamparatus. But I just want to show you the inside here because obviously you could put your Stamparatus in here. There's a little Velcro spot, but you could take a lot of other supplies in here. And I mean, for that matter, you can use this for something totally not related to paper crafting or Stampin' Up! At all. But it's a nice little tote bag that is Bermuda Bay handle and Night of Navy. It comes with a longer strap too, which is what these little spots here are to attach the longer strap. So that's on page 185. Moving on to page 201. 201 is where you'll see our card kits. So on 201, there's a card kit up here for the Love of Felt. And then down here is a coordinating stamp set that you purchase separately. On the next page, 202 and 203, you see our all-inclusive kits. These are a favorite of mine because they are great for several reasons. One, because all the design work is done for you and everything's in a box. I mean, that doesn't get much easier than that. So I love it because of that. I love it because you can take it and go. If you are going up north for the weekend and you wanted to work on some projects, you don't have to, gather different things and make sure you have everything. You can grab your box, I suppose, make sure you have like some scissors and adhesive, and you're good to go. You've got everything that you're going to need. The other thing is that this is a great way to get started with stamping. If you haven't stamped or if you haven't stamped in a long time, this is just a really easy, not intimidating way to stamp. Much of this is printed on the card, and all you're doing is stamping the greeting and assembling. They always come with some fun envelopes. This one even has some watercolor pencils. You can do some coloring on here. And then each of these, they're all inclusive, so they each contain a little ink spot and then a stamp set. And these, by the way, most everything that you see in the catalog is shown at 100% at actual size. These back here are shown at 40%, just so you know. They're actually quite a bit larger than that. So this is a new one. These are two that have been around for a little while, but this is a go-to spot for me for sure. This was another thing that was right at the top of my list and got ordered this morning. I just love Love the cards, the creativity behind them, but just the ease and simplicity of making them. The last thing I want to point out is on page 205, and I kind of feel guilty because there's so much goodness in here that we just can't take the time to go through page by page, but I'm sure you're going to want to. Which, by the way, if you don't have a hard copy of the Stampin' Up! Catalog and you would like one, be sure to contact your demonstrator. So whoever invited you to this group, be sure to contact that person and they will be more than happy to get you a copy so you can have your very own copy of the catalog. In the back here on page 205, there's a section called Just for Hosts. So I want to clarify that just a little bit. You absolutely can host a gathering. You can invite some friends over. You can do some stamping. Your demonstrator might demonstrate some things, or you might do like a class as a group. Honestly, if you have a group of people that want to get together and stamp, ordering one of these would be an awesome way to just get started, and your demonstrator can definitely help you with that. But what's really cool is that whether you gather a group of people and everybody orders, or whether it's you individually ordering, you can get some Stampin' Rewards. And so the chart on page 205 shows the Stampin' Rewards. And basically what it means is when it says party sales, don't let that mislead you. It absolutely can be a party, but if you as an individual order 150, or let's say you have a couple family members and you're not really gathering for a party, but you want to combine your orders, you can combine them and qualify. My goodness, if you combined and had 450, you'd get 14% of that in rewards, in free product of your choice, and you'd get a half off item, which can be anything in the catalog. So don't let the word party mislead you. It's absolutely fun to gather together and to have a party and stamp together, but it's not necessary to do that to qualify for Stampin' Rewards. So these few stamp sets, the one on this page and then these here, these are exclusively for hosts or for those who qualify for Stampin' Rewards. So if you place a $150 order and you qualify for Stampin' Rewards, you can use that $15 and get any of these stamp sets. Okay, this one is $9.50, $12.50, $13.50, and $13. What I want to point out though, let's look at this one. I think this is a lovely one. It's called Believe You Can. It's $13, but it's a $22 value. So if they had something similar to this in the catalog, it would be priced at $22. But because it's a host set or something you can get with your rewards, they give it to you at a lower price point so that you can get even more with your rewards. So that's pretty cool that they do that, because they're giving it to you free, but to even the rewards are free, but to give it to you at a lower price point so you get even more for your rewards is pretty cool. You'll notice here too, the suggested clear blocks. They always include that. So like I said, you need acrylic blocks for all of the cling and photopolymer stamps, and they tell you which block sizes are recommended for the stamp set. So that was a lot. There is a lot in here, So I hope that you were able to follow along. I hope that you have your wish list out and are making some notes on there. If you joined partway through, be sure to go back and watch from the beginning because you don't want to miss anything. Okay? So stay tuned for more posts today, and I still have that special offer I'm going to share with all of you as well. So thanks so much for joining us and enjoy this new catalog.